Should you fish at the bottom or top? High temperature fishing tips to help you decide. Summer is in full swing, and I'm sure all anglers have felt the heat. While the weather is hot, it's also the golden season for fishing. Fish typically prefer to move in the middle and lower layers of the water, but during high summer temperatures, they often swim to the middle and upper layers to feed. In other words, fish activity spans almost the entire water column. This leaves many anglers confused. Should they fish at the bottom or top? Let's dive into this topic today. 1. Understand fish behavior first. Before figuring out how to fish, we need to understand why grass carp, and other fish, constantly change their feeding layers in summer. Fish are cold-blooded animals. Their body temperature matches the water temperature. When daytime temperatures soar above 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit, the surface water heats up the most. The middle and upper layers are cooler than the surface but warmer than the bottom, making them a comfortable zone. Additionally, summer brings abundant aquatic plants and plankton, so the middle and upper layers are richer in food, attracting fish to swim upward. However, during cool mornings/evenings or cloudy days when surface temperatures drop, fish return to the bottom. The bottom holds food like snails, insect larvae in the sediment, and aquatic plant roots. Since fish naturally prefer the middle and lower layers, they descend to feed during these cooler periods. In short, fish don't stay in one layer, they move with water temperature and food availability. Your fishing method must adapt accordingly. 2. When to fish at the bottom. Fishing at the bottom is like waiting for the rabbit by the tree, ideal for low activity periods when fish move slowly. Here's when to use it. 1. Morning and evening. When the sun rises or sets, temperatures are mild, and water is comfortable. Fish often approach the shore's bottom to feed, especially near aquatic vegetation where roots and fallen insects provide food. 2. Cloudy or rainy days. Cloudy days lack intense sunlight, so water temperature rises slowly, and dissolved oxygen is high, keeping fish active at the bottom. Rainy days are even better. Runoff washes grass seeds and insects into the water, attracting fish to feed at the bottom. Use fermented wheat kernels and crushed corn for bait, their strong aroma spreads quickly. 3. Flowing water areas. Inlets, outlets, and river bends with flowing water accumulate food at the bottom. Fish gather here to feed, making bottom fishing highly effective. 3. When to fish at the top. Fishing at the top is like taking the initiative, perfect for high temperatures when fish feed in the middle/upper layers. Use this method when 1. Surface activity is visible. If you see ripples from fish grazing on water plants, moving vegetation, or even fish backs breaking the surface, grass carp are clearly active in the middle/upper layers. Immediately switch to fresh reed leaves or tender corn. Start fishing about 1 meter, 3.3 feet, below the surface and adjust gradually to find the right layer. 2. Sustained high temperatures. When temperatures stay above 35 degrees Celsius, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, plankton and aquatic plants thrive, providing abundant food in the middle/upper layers. Top fishing outperforms bottom fishing in these conditions. 3. Water depth exceeds 3 meters, 10 feet. In deep water, temperature layers are distinct. The bottom is cooler but lacks oxygen, while the upper layers have higher dissolved oxygen. In reservoirs or large lakes over 3 meters deep, top fishing is often necessary. 4 tips for bottom and top fishing. Bottom fishing. Baits. Use solid baits like corn or sweet potatoes, which resist soaking and hold fish. Hook corn through the bend, leaving the hook point exposed for easy hooking. Cut sweet potatoes into thumb-sized pieces and dip them in rice wine for long-lasting aroma. Float adjustment. Use a duller float setup to avoid small fish disturbances. Look for steady signals like slow sinking or complete blackouts before striking. You'll hook fish most of the time. Baiting. Prepare the nest 1–2 hours in advance with corn, wheat kernels, and large bean cakes. These sink to form a stable feeding zone. Top fishing. Baits. Use tender grass leaves, duckweed, or highly atomized commercial baits. Hook grass leaves from the base to let them float naturally. Add extra water to commercial baits so they disperse immediately upon entry. Float adjustment. Use a sensitive float to catch quick interception bites. Start at mid-water and adjust downward by 20 centimeters, 8 inches, every 30 minutes if no bites occur, until you find the active layer. Fish move through all water layers, so never stick to one. Their daily feeding layers change, especially with weather shifts. You might fish the bottom in the morning and switch to the top at noon. Stay flexible. In summary, the core principle is adaptability. Don't assume you must fish the top in heat or the bottom in cool weather. Observe surface activity, test different layers, and adjust your approach dynamically. Happy fishing!